Let me share with you some wisdom. The world is filled with many people, each with their own intentions and desires, but not all who walk beside you are true companions. Some come into your life wearing the mask of friendship, speaking with kind words and offering help, but beneath that mask lies a heart filled with selfishness. Ask yourself this: how does your friend act when it comes to those they claim to care about? Do they go the extra mile, or do they just offer the bare minimum? How do they behave with others close to them, their family, their partners, their other friends? You know your friend, and deep down you can feel when something isn't right. You can sense when you're being offered the crumbs, the leftovers from their real commitments. True intentions are often revealed in the silent spaces between promises and actions. In times of struggle, it's easy to believe anyone who offers a hand is your ally. But sometimes, those who smile the brightest hide the sharpest thorns. That's why it's crucial to learn to recognize when someone's presence in your life is more about what they can take than what they can give. These signs, subtle as they may be, often reveal the truth behind the mask. It's easy to mistake empty gestures and kind words for loyalty, but a false friend reveals themselves over time. You might feel a subtle shift, a moment where you realize their effort doesn't match the relationship you thought you had. It's in these moments that the mask slips and the truth becomes clear. In this video, we'll explore the 7 signs that only a fake friend shows, and through the lens of Stoic philosophy, this video will help you to break free from draining friendships. Watch till the end. 1. They gossip about you behind your back. Gossip can feel like a guilty pleasure, a thrill that comes when you and a friend exchange whisper, laying out everyone's dirty secrets. It bonds you, creating a sense of closeness through shared intrigue. But then the tables turn. The moment the gossip shifts to you, it's no longer fun or harmless. It's betrayal. You feel that sickening twist in your gut, realizing the same friend who once shared these conversations is now spilling your secrets behind your back. They've crossed an invisible line, and suddenly you're left calling them a backstabber. As the saying goes, the person who digs with you today will dig your grave tomorrow. And in the world of gossip, that couldn't be truer. Most people who indulge in gossip aren't selective. They don't just reveal one person's secrets, they thrive on stirring the pot, and it's only a matter of time before your name comes up. The friend who gossips with you will inevitably gossip about you. You might hear something like, "I thought you should know what they're saying about you," and the trust you once had crumbles. That friend who seemed so loyal has betrayed you, and you're left wondering how you didn't see it coming. Gossip isn't a contained force. It spreads like wildfire, and if you play with it, it's only a matter of time before it consumes you too. Gossip is often brushed off as harmless or playful, a way to pass the time or bond over shared secrets. But beneath its surface, it's corrosive. It thrives on the vulnerabilities of others, spreading half-truths that damage reputations and erode trust. What makes gossip dangerous is its seemingly innocent start, a whisper or a casual comment, with little regard for the truth or the person it harms. We tell ourselves it's harmless or that everyone does it, but deep down, we know it leaves lasting effects. It creates suspicion and invisible divides, damaging relationships while pretending to be just talk. At its core, gossip dehumanizes. It reduces people to stories, turning them into characters for entertainment while stripping away their complexity. You forget that the person you're talking about has a life just as layered as yours, no matter how you try to justify it. Whether you claim it's all in good fun or rooted in truth, gossip creates distrust, leaving no one safe. The temporary satisfaction of sharing a juicy detail isn't worth the damage it leaves behind, both to others and to yourself. So what can you do? You can't control others, but you can control how you respond. A fake friend's gossip can't tarnish your integrity if you remain true to your values. Their betrayal reflects their character, not yours. In the end, your integrity is what matters most, not the rumors they spread. Hold fast to your inner peace and let their empty words fall away like dust. 2. They only come around when they need something. A fake friend often views relationships through a transactional lens, where their presence in your life is determined by what they can gain. They'll show up full of charm and compliments, but only when they need something from you. Perhaps they need your advice, your resources, or simply the comfort of your company. Once they've taken what they came for, they disappear again, leaving you to wonder about the sincerity of their intentions. Reflecting on this, I'm reminded of a friendship from my own life. I had a friend from middle school, a bond that had lasted over 11 years. In the early years, we shared countless experiences and interests. But as we grew older, our lives took different directions. Despite this, I continued to support him whenever he reached out. Whether it was lending money, helping him with job searches, or offering emotional support, I was always there. Yet, a troubling pattern emerged. Each time I helped, he seemed to grow increasingly distant, only to reappear when he needed something else. The cycle of giving and withdrawing persisted, leaving me feeling more like a resource than a valued friend. I found myself repeatedly offering help, only to be met with silence once he had what he wanted. Eventually, I decided to address my feelings with him, expressing how the imbalance in our relationship was affecting me. Despite this conversation, the pattern didn't change. It became increasingly clear that the friendship had shifted from a mutual bond to a one-sided arrangement. The moment of clarity came when I realized that the friendship was no longer worth fighting for. Letting go was difficult, but liberating. I discovered that I wasn't as lonely as I had feared. Instead, I felt lighter and more at peace. The realization dawned on me that the friend I had been holding on to was long gone before I finally let go. In Stoic terms, this aligns with the wisdom of Seneca, who wrote, "The wise man is self-sufficient, needing friends not for the sake of utility, but for the sake of mutual support." A fake friend, in contrast, reduces friendship to a mere transaction, where their engagement is tied to what they can extract from you. Understanding this can help you recognize when it's time to reassess such relationships and protect your own well-being. For you, too, it might be time to let go of those who continue to take without reciprocating, and in doing so, you might find a newfound sense of clarity and freedom. 3. They undermine you with backhanded compliments. A fake friend rarely celebrates your success with genuine joy. Instead, they might disguise their envy in the form of a backhanded compliment. Perhaps you've worked hard on a project and they say something like, "Wow, I didn't expect you to pull that off." On the surface, it seems like praise, but it's laced with subtle undermining. This tactic plants seeds of self-doubt. Consider this. You've spent weeks preparing for a presentation. You've done your research, practiced your speech, and delivered it with excellence. Afterward, your fake friend says with a thin smile, "I didn't expect you to be so competent. I guess anyone can surprise us." At first, you might laugh it off, but later, their words linger in your mind. Why would they assume you'd fail? In such moments, remember Epictetus's advice. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A fake friend's words may sting, but they do not define your worth. Their subtle digs reveal more about their insecurity than any flaw in your abilities. A true friend would have said, "Well done, I really like your improvement," offering genuine praise. They wouldn't need to qualify their praise with backhanded remarks. This doesn't mean we should seek out or settle for false praise, but it does reveal when a friend lacks genuine belief in our abilities. After all, what are friends for if not to support and encourage us? You wouldn't want someone in your life who constantly highlights your shortcomings rather than celebrating your successes. True friends recognize and affirm your strengths, helping you build confidence rather than casting doubt. Their support should be a source of strength, not a reflection of their own insecurities or disbelief. If you're still with us, we'd love your support. Please like this video and share in the comments about the signs you noticed in your own past relationships. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. Now, let's dive back in. 4. They are jealous of your success. True friendship thrives on mutual joy. When you succeed, a real friend will revel in your victories as if they were their own, celebrating with unreserved enthusiasm. But have you ever noticed how some people grow quiet when you share good news? Do they dodge your achievements, only to shift the spotlight back onto themselves? Perhaps you've heard them say something like, "Oh, that's nice, but have you heard what I've been up to?" Or, "Well, not everyone can be lucky." These subtle responses tell a bigger story. A fake friend doesn't know how to cheer for someone else when they're wrapped up in their own insecurities. Jealousy is a subtle poison that seeps into their words and actions. It's not always loud or overt. Sometimes it's in the way they offer a lukewarm "congratulations," followed by a dismissive "but isn't that just a small part of the picture?" Or when they fail to show up for you, conveniently too busy to attend your celebration, but present enough to comment when things don't go your way. You might notice their discomfort when others praise you, the way their smile falters, or the careful way they change the subject whenever your success comes up. Their envy whispers through every interaction, leaving you to wonder if they ever truly believed in you at all. Stoicism reminds us to find contentment within, to remain indifferent to praise or blame, and to let go of the desire to compare ourselves to others. But for a fake friend who hasn't grasped this principle, your success becomes a mirror they can't bear to face. It reflects their own unfulfilled ambitions, turning your joy into their silent resentment. They may say things like, "It's great, but I could never be that lucky," or even worse, "Don't you think you're exaggerating a bit?" rather than celebrating your moment. They take your growth as a personal slight, as if your progress somehow diminishes their worth. In these moments, the truth reveals itself. The jealous friend may stick around during ordinary days, but when your light shines brightest, their loyalty fades. And as Stoics, we must learn to accept this with grace. Rather than let their jealousy chip away at our peace, we rise above it, recognizing that their envy is a burden they carry, not one we need to shoulder. Our peace, after all, isn't built on the opinions of others, but on the steady foundation of inner strength, untouched by fleeting envy. 5. They disappear when you need them most. A true friend is like a rock, steady, reliable, and always there when you need them. But a fake friend, they're more like sand. The moment you grasp for support, they slip through your fingers. When life becomes difficult and you need someone by your side, that's when a fake friend vanishes. They avoid your calls, make excuses, or suddenly become too busy. Imagine this scenario. You're going through a rough patch, perhaps struggling with your job or facing a personal crisis. You reach out to your friend, someone you've always been there for, but all you get in return is silence or hollow promises to catch up later. Days turn into weeks, and you start to feel abandoned, alone in your time of need. Stoicism teaches us that we must be self-sufficient in our emotions and never rely too heavily on others for our peace. However, a genuine friend will stand by you even in your darkest moments, offering a sense of stability. A fake friend, on the other hand, leaves you to weather the storm alone, revealing their true colors. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the importance of self-reliance, but also recognized the value of a trusted few in our lives who would not abandon us when the tides turned. 6. They make everything about themselves. In a genuine friendship, the spotlight is shared. Both people lift each other up, celebrate successes together, and support one another through tough times. Yet a fake friend operates differently. They seem unable to exist in a conversation without making it all about themselves. It's as if they're trapped in a world where the only way to connect is by constantly redirecting every moment to their own experiences and needs. Picture this. You've just received fantastic news. A new job opportunity, a significant milestone, or a personal triumph. Eagerly, you reach out to share your excitement with your friend, hoping they'll revel in your joy with you. But instead of celebrating your achievement, they quickly interrupt with a story of their own, saying, "Oh, that reminds me of the time I..." They sidestep your moment of triumph and turn the conversation back to their experiences, leaving you feeling deflated. Your excitement dims as you realize that, once again, your significant news has been overshadowed by their need to be the center of attention. The moment you've been waiting for becomes just another backdrop in their endless monologue. This tendency to dominate conversations is rooted in a deep-seated ego. A fake friend is driven by an incessant need for validation, viewing every interaction as a stage for their own performance. It's a pattern that might feel familiar. Each shared story or personal revelation you offer is met with a narrative about them. Their need to be in the spotlight eclipses any genuine interest in your life. In Stoic philosophy, the ego is something to be minimized, not indulged. Stoicism teaches us to be present and attentive, to listen and care for others without letting our own desires overshadow their needs. True friendship is built on mutual respect and support, not on using each interaction as an opportunity to center oneself. A fake friend, by contrast, is fixated on keeping the focus on their own experiences, missing the essence of what it means to truly connect with another person. For them, every conversation is an opportunity to affirm their own importance, leaving you to wonder if you'll ever have a moment to truly share in your own right. 7. They criticize you when you set boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential for self-respect and personal growth, yet this act of self-care can provoke fierce reactions from a fake friend. When you start to define your limits, they often respond with harsh criticism, accusing you of being selfish or distant. It's as though your decision to prioritize your own well-being disrupts their ability to exploit your generosity. They manipulate your guilt to keep you in their sphere, undermining your efforts to create a more balanced life. Imagine this. You've been juggling your own responsibilities while trying to be there for a friend who continually demands your time and energy without offering much in return. After weeks of neglecting your own needs, you decide to set a boundary, letting them know you need to focus on your own commitments. Instead of understanding, they react with a barrage of guilt. "I thought you were my friend. You've changed," they say. When your friend says that there is a 95% chance that you have stopped acting the way they wanted you to, it's often a resentful admission that they see this growth and they feel left behind. It's a tool used to try to rein you in, to bring you back to where you were before, and to undermine who you have become. Now, what you do from there is your choice. They might also say, "You're so distant now. Have I done something wrong?" Their words pierce through your already fragile self-esteem, making you doubt your decision. You're left questioning whether your efforts to strike a balance are truly selfish or just an overdue act of self-preservation. As their guilt-tripping intensifies, your internal struggle deepens. You might already be grappling with low self-esteem, and their criticism only exacerbates your feelings of inadequacy. The boundary you've set, intended to safeguard your well-being, is framed as a personal failure. Instead of finding peace in your decision, you're caught in a web of self-doubt and emotional turmoil. In Stoic philosophy, boundaries reflect inner discipline and self-control. Epictetus spoke of focusing on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and decisions. When you set boundaries, you're asserting control over your own life and well-being. A fake friend's response is an attempt to undermine this discipline, using guilt to manipulate you. But remember, your peace of mind and self-respect are paramount. No one should have to compromise their well-being for another's convenience. Stand firm in your boundaries, acknowledging that prioritizing yourself doesn't equate to selfishness. It's a necessary step towards a balanced and authentic life, one where your needs are honored and your self-worth remains intact. Conclusion: navigating the path with wisdom. Friendship, like all meaningful relationships, should be rooted in mutual respect, trust, and a shared commitment to growth. Fake friends, however, mask their insincerity with false pretense, driven by selfish intentions. As you navigate your journey, remember the Stoic principles that guide us toward truth, integrity, and self-reliance. Recognizing the signs of a fake friend allows you to shield yourself from unnecessary harm and to cultivate relationships with those who genuinely value and support you. But this video shouldn't be just a passing moment of interest. Take this opportunity to reflect deeply on your own circle of friends. Ask yourself, are they worth fighting for? Don't let this be another fleeting moment of insight. Evaluate your relationships and decide who truly enriches your life. Your next steps are up to you. Embrace the wisdom to discern and surround yourself with those who will walk beside you through life's storms, rather than slip away when challenges arise. Adieu,